Ishia chama chako jinsi ambavyo uliniwachia. Jinsi ambavyo uliniwachia. Baba, kuna watu wananiambia ati tukiona mtu kama huyu rafiki yangu Kiborek na wenzake wanasimama wanasema 2027 kura ya Ruto isipotosha watajaza. Ati ninyamaze tu nitakuharibia kura ya AU. Wanasema baba, saa hii tukiona unafiki ambao uko kwa serikali wanasema wachukue hata watoto ya watu wanawashika, hawawaleti kotini, wanapotelea huko, abductions zinazidi, ati SG wako anyamaze kwa sababu nitakuharibia kura ya AU. Baba, watoto wamefungua shule saini wiki mbili. Serikali kuu haijatuma pesa ya capitation, wananiambia Sifuna nyamaza, unaharibia baba kura ya AU. Leo nitasimama kwa ukweli, kama mambo ni mbaya katika taifa letu lazima tutasema mambo ni mabaya. Baba, mambo hayako mazuri hapa Kenya na lazima tutaendelea kuzungumza. We must stop being sycophants. We must stop being sycophants. If something is wrong, it is wrong. Na mimi sitajiunga na hawa ndugu zetu wengine wa ODM, wameingiza mrija ndani ya serikali ya Ruto, wanavuta maziwa peke yao, alafu wanasema katibu mkuu anyamaze. Nazungumza kwa niaba ya hawa ambao maziwa haikuji kwa hiyo mrija.
Right, moving on, William Kabogo has officially assumed the role of Cabinet Secretary of the Ministry of Communication just one day after taking his oath of office. He was appointed by President William Ruto and later endorsed by the National Assembly before being sworn in. Kabogo takes over from the acting Communications Minister, who also serves as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Chief Minister Musalia Mudavadi. Speaking at a formal ceremony to mark his appointment, Kabogo called on Kenyans to exercise responsibility when using social media platforms to avoid infringing on the rights of others. He emphasized the importance of maintaining integrity in digital spaces, which are increasingly influential in modern society. The newly appointed minister promised to work diligently to fulfill his duties, focusing on digital transformation, improving communication infrastructure, and combating corruption within the ministry. Kabogo's leadership is expected to bring a renewable focus on the growing challenges in the communication sector as the country embraces digital innovation.
I don't want to say this because, allow me. You imagine you have a daughter and a son, and because you live in Nairobi, there are only 2 bedrooms. Yours and the mother, and the rest for children. Do you imagine what your son at the age of 9 and your daughter at the age of 7 would start thinking of doing because of what they see? Can you picture that thing in your own house? Because of pornography available easily on the net. It is a very serious problem. And I hope you guys and us can take it upon ourselves to have a discussion in our country about morals, about the do's and the do not do's, so that we have a good country. Au sio jameni? Mimi nitakuwa kipaumbele ya kujaribu kusaidia. And then tap into the energy and innovation of these young men and women. And I say Gen Z is my business.
You now have a substantive minister in office. The Honorable Kabogo is not a stranger to you. Maybe at a personal level, yes, for some of you. But in terms of the public space, he's not a stranger to you or a stranger to us. He has been a parliamentarian. He has served as a governor of Kiambu. He's a businessman. And the way I know him is somebody who is very forthright, courageous. He speaks his mind. And on your behalf, I wish to congratulate him on his appointment by President William Ruto. And my request to you is to accord him all the support, all the advice that is necessary so that he can serve the people of Kenya.
Right, moving on to matters education. Lugulu Girls National School in Bungoma County has finally received its much-awaited 2024 KCSE results, bringing a wave of relief and joy to the school community. After months of uncertainty following the withholding of results, the school has posted a remarkable win score of 9.3417. Principal Dina Cheriot expressed her pride in the students' performance, noting that 672 out of 676 candidates scored a C+ and above. This outstanding achievement is seen as a testament to the hard work of both the students and the teachers who have faced numerous challenges throughout the year.
Today, we thank God. We have waited for the results for almost 2 weeks. And yesterday we got our results. And we have done very well. We have done really very well. Na tunashukuru Mungu. At least we can now sleep, we can eat. We have not been eating. And we want to thank the parents for their patience. And for the few who are remaining, we are going to give them support. Because even up to now, we are not sure. We do not know what really happened. We are yet to know. Tunashukuru Mungu wa yote. Mimi sijui. We are yet to get comprehensive report from Nairobi. Because if all those results were withheld, they should have given us a reason for all of them. We are still waiting to get a report why all of them were withheld. Yeah, but we are just happy we have the results for our students, and we expected that. Our target mean was 10.2, so you can simply write down a target which you don't anticipate to achieve. For an improvement from last year's 9.3. But as a school, we're a school which is performing. We have a track record of performance, and we have always been sending over 99% students transiting to the university. And we are sure we will continue sending this huge number. We are a school with so many students and with bright students.
Lugulu has a history. Kila mwaka matokeo yamekuwa yana improve. So tunaomba wale wanaleta takataka katika hii shule waachane na shule. Sisi tuko na imani kwa huyu Principal Dina Cheriot na walimu wa hii shule na uongozi wa hii county, akiwemo governor, speaker wetu wa bunge na MCS wote wamehusika pakubwa kutetea hii shule, kutetea walimu, kusimama na kila mtu. Na NEC, ongera na asante, mumetupa matokeo, mumetutolea aibu ya vitina yenye ilikuwa ina affect watoto wetu.
President William Ruto has emphasized the importance of collective responsibility in preserving the moral integrity of the society. Speaking at State House Nairobi, the president called on religious leaders and other influential figures to guide the nation through the moral challenges it faces. The president made these remarks during a meeting with the leadership of the Akorino Church, which was led by National Coordinator Bishop Isaac Kariuki and Runyenje's Member of Parliament Eric Mushangi Karemba. The gathering focused on discussing the role of the religious leaders, or rather religious organization, in promoting moral values and supporting national development. The meeting highlighted the president's ongoing commitment to working closely with religious communities in tackling the social issues that affect the country. President William Ruto reiterated that partnerships between government and faith-based organizations are crucial for strengthening societal values and addressing moral decay. Right, moving on to some sad story now. And 2 people have died following a tragic road accident that occurred on the evening of Friday, January 17th of 2025, along the Machakos-Kangundu Road at the Kaseve area in Machakos County. The accident involved a Toyota Probox vehicle and a passenger matatu. Confirming the incident, Machakos County Police Commander Patrick Lobolia stated that the deceased were the driver of the Probox and his passenger. Several passengers from the matatu which belongs to a local circle, sustained injuries and were rushed to Machakos Level 5 hospital for treatment. According to police reports, the driver of the Probox lost control of his vehicle, veering into the path of which Matatu resulted in a tragic collision. The wreckage of both the vehicles has been moved to Machakos Police Station for further investigation.
Today at around 50 hours, there happened an accident along this area. And this is the place of the accident. One of the vehicles is still at the scene. You can see it being towed there. This is Kaseva area. It involved two vehicles. A Matatu, a 14-seater Matatu, coming from Machakos, going towards Kitui direction. And a Probox, which was going towards Machakos town. So the driver of the Probox swerved and it hit the Nissan Matatu. And after the accident, the passengers, 14 of them were taken to the hospital with slight injuries. And unfortunately, the driver of the Probox, registration number KCY 562C, and one passenger died on the spot. Let us keep your lane when you are driving. And people should not take alcohol. Don't take alcohol when you are driving. That's because just in the afternoon, how comes an accident happens? And there were only two vehicles on the road. So I can tell the drivers to keep lane and follow the traffic rules while driving. To that, the driver of the Probox and his passenger.
Niona hiyo accident ni Probox na Nissan silikongania hapa kwa barabara, na hiyo Nissan kulipotea watu wawili, mama na dereva, lakini mmoja huyo mwingine mwanaume huyo tulitoa akiwa hai na alipelekwa kwa hospitali. Wale walikuwa kwa Probox. Na wenye walikuwa kwa matatu ni kuumia kwa kupunjika miguu na kukonga kwa kichwa.
And Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogambas officially revoked the appointment of Dr. Humphrey Kimani Njoroge as the chairperson of the Moi University Council. In a move aimed at addressing ongoing challenges within the institution, Ogamba has appointed Professor Noah Midamba as the new council chair, effective immediately. In addition to the change in leadership, 4 other council members have been dismissed. These include Professor Sarah Siminji Momanyi, Christopher Khaemba, Yusila Jepkosgei, and Susan Amlango Aletia. The replacements are Professor Ronald Wasike, Dr. Masi Nyambura Kanyara, Dr. Edward Sambili, and Anwar Sheke Makori. The new appointments were made in line with Ogamba's vision to bring about significant reforms at the university during a visit at Moi University in December. The Education CS had promised to introduce major changes to address these institutions' ongoing challenges, particularly in governance and management. Right, moving on to matters politics. Kakamega Senator Dr. Boni Khalwale has called on the government to take immediate action to end extrajudicial killings and abductions, warning that their rise in these incidents poses a serious threat to the peace and stability of the nation. Speaking out against the escalating cases of forced disappearances, Dr. Khalwale emphasized the need for a comprehensive national dialogue to address the crisis. He argued that such decisions are vital to restoring public trust in the country's security systems and ensuring that citizens feel safe and protected.
Time has now come for us as national leaders. We sit down and ask ourselves, what happens in the office of the president? Wakati Kenyatta mzee alikuwa rais, there were extrajudicial killings, there were abductions. Mwishowe, Josiah Mwangi Kariuki, Tom Mboya wakauawa. We must ask ourselves why. Wakati Kenyatta alienda, Moi akaja, tukawa na extrajudicial killings na abductions. Watu wakafa, miongoni mwao akiwa Dr. Robert Ouko. We must ask ourselves as Kenyans, why? Wakati Moi anatoka, Kibaki akaingia, extrajudicial killings, abductions zikaendelea. Tukaona hata walimu wa dini ya Islam, imams, wakiwa abducted, wakiuawa. We must ask ourselves why. In come Uhuru Kenyatta, maneno hiyo ikaendelea, abductions, extrajudicial killings, hata mtoto wetu Mluya Jacob Juma akauawa. We are asking ourselves why. I therefore, because I'm the leader of the majority in Parliament, as Chief Whip, I appeal to the President of the Republic of Kenya. We now need a sober national conversation. The era of extrajudicial killings and abductions must come to an end immediately. Unajua Mzee Aduoli, you are doing very well by defending it and saying watu wanajua. Aduoli, I beg you, you are my senior in age, but in politics I am your senior. At our age and experience, we are not supposed to sugarcoat something when it is wrong. There is no human being anaweza kuji-abduct alafu ajiue. And therefore, Mzee Aduoli, you are spoiling for the government. Don't defend that kind of thing. Let us converge and bring peace in our country.
Environment Minister Aden Duale has strongly criticized statements made by former President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday, calling them inflammatory and potentially inciting youth against the government. Duale expressed concerns that such remarks could disrupt the peace and stability in the country. He emphasized that the former president's comments should be disregarded as they were provocative and could lead to unrest. Duale asked the former president to promote messages of peace and unity instead in order to foster a calm and harmonious environment in the nation.
We want to ask all leaders, regardless of our political affiliation and differences, let us not encourage our young people, the future of the nation, into acts of violence, into acts of civil disobedience, into acts of lawlessness, into acts that will make them not respect the rule of law in our country.
Darakani Governor Mudhomi Njoki has called on Kenyans to fully embrace the newly introduced social health insurance despite the challenges currently being faced. Speaking in a recent statement, Njoki emphasized the importance of addressing the ongoing issues swiftly to ensure that more citizens can access the crucial health care services they need. Rather, he acknowledged the difficulties faced by the system, but urged the public not to give up on the initiative, which he believes holds the key to more sustainable and inclusive healthcare system.
Ndio serikali ikaleta SHA ambaye saa hii iko na a lot of challenges, lakini ile kitu itakuwa mzuri inaanzaka na challenges. Wale watu wanasema tuachane na SHA, waambie NHIF ilikufa because sheria ilipelekwa pale bunge ikapitishwa na wajumbe wakasema hii sheria kwanza inasema tuwe NHIF. NHIF ikakufa. Ikasema tuzalishe ingine inaitwa SHA. Ikaletwa. Sasa ile mtu anasema turudi NHIF, huyu anasema usikuwe na huduma kwa sababu NHIF is dead and buried. Hii mtoto anaitwa SHA. Hata kama kuna shida zake, lazima tumuoshe, tumuvalishe nguo, tupige msasa. Ile mdudu anataka kukula yeye, tupige dumu. Kama ni kupe, tulete ile dawa nyingine ya kuua kupe mpaka SHA imeroke ndio watu wapate huduma ya bure. Ipate huduma ya bure kwa nini? Kwa sababu the burden of a disease katika Kenya. Haitawezekana na mtu akiwa anatoa pesa yake kwa mfuko. Kwa hivyo mimi nikiwa hapa naomba na fadha naenda kumalizia. Naona naweza kuwa nimechukua muda sana. Lakini nilikuwa nataka kusema tafadhali usiambiwe na usijitikishe, usifanye kwa sababu hakuna ingine inaitwa NHIF itakuja. Hiyo itakuja ingine labda turudi bunge tuzae tena. Hiyo ilikufa na ikaenda.
All right, moving on, President William Ruto is being urged to intervene in the growing conflict between governors and members of parliament over the allocation of the road maintenance levy, which has led to delays in road construction projects across counties. Governors have expressed frustrations over the prolonged legal battles concerning the distribution of the RMLF, stressing that while the case moves on slowly through the courts, the demand for road development on the ground is urgent. The fund, which is generated from fuel levies, has become a significant point of contention, with both governors and MPs seeking control over the billions of shillings it generates. The Tharaka Governor Muthomi Njoki, who has been vocal on the issue, stated that the fund should be equitable, distributed across all levels of government to ensure that road projects are efficiently undertaken. He emphasized that the fuel levy should be used to address the immediate infrastructure needs of the counties, which would help stimulate economic growth and the grassroots levels.
Tukiwa wajumbe, tukiwa governors, tumekuwa na mashindano ya resources ambayo sasa inaenda kuleta shida kwa watu wetu. Ya kwanza ni ya barabara, kwa sababu kuna barabara zimesemekana hizi na county, hizi ni za national government. Alafu ile pesa inafaa kupewa hizi barabara inaitwa road maintenance levy, huwa inatolewa kwa petroli wakati unanunua petroli. Hata ukinunua mafuta ya taa, kuna kodi inakatwa, inapelekwa kwa ile pesa ambayo inawekwa na Kenya Road Board. Alafu hiyo Kenya Road Board ndio inapatia counties pesa, inapatia constituencies pesa, constituency inapatiwa kupitia kera, na sisi tunapewa na Kenya Road Board. Wabunge walienda wakafunga, wakasema ile pesa yote ipewe wajumbe, counties watumie pesa yao ya county. Na ile tangu tuanze revolution, ile pesa ya kutengeneza barabara za county ile mingi utenda kwa Kenya Road Board. Na kwa sababu hiyo tulipelekana kotini, sasa kuna kesi, pesa ya barabara imelala kwa bank. Badala ya kutengeneza barabara, kila siku tunavinyana hapa, ile pesa kidogo tunaokota hapa ndio tunasema tunatengeneza barabara nayo, ndio unaona barabara za baba yao zimekwama, zangu zimekwama, na pesa imelala kwa account kwa sababu ya case katikati ya wajumbe na watu wanaitwa governors. Ndio tunasema those are necessary wars. Kwa sababu hii ni mwaka ya pili tukiwa pesa inapitishwa inalala. Tunaomba National Assembly na Council of Governors na President aingilie, tufuate vile sheria inasema. Wale wako na barabara, kama wale wako na barabara ambaye zinaonekana kwa ground, kama constituency iko nayo ipewe pesa yao kulingana na vile barabara zinatoshana. Kama ni county ipewe barabara zake kulingana na vile zinatoshana. Lakini hatuwezi introduce sheria katikati ya kupeleka pesa mahali ambapo hakuna barabara ambayo inatoshana hiyo pesa.
Politicians in Kakamega County have strongly criticized the county government's recent decision to ban the sale of food along roadsides and in the markets, describing the move as unjust to small-scale traders. Former Sports Cabinet Secretary Rashid Echesa and Kakamega Senate candidate Ian Washika voiced their disapproval of Governor Fernandez Barasa's directive during a funeral in Matawa Village, Mumias West constituency. The two leaders expressed their disappointment, calling the ban detrimental to vendors who rely on street and open market sales for their livelihood. Earlier in the day, Governor Barasa announced that he had reversed the controversial directive, allowing vendors to resume selling food along roads and in open spaces. In his revised stance, Barasa emphasized the importance of maintaining hygienic in business practices, but acknowledged the need to support local traders during these challenging times.
Haujui uzuri ya hiyo chakula hapo. Hawa mama zetu wanalipa karo kutokea kwa kuuza chakula hapo. Wewe unakuja unasema watoke town. Wewe mama, juzi tulikuwa na wewe tukikula hapo chini. Sasa umepandishwa na hawa mama akakupigia kura, umefika kwa ofisi unaona unatosha. Unakuja unaanza kuwafukuza town. Wasamaki town hamtaki. anataka hawa mama waende wapi? Hiyo ndo swali mimi nauliza. Lakini kwa vile ni jambo ambalo linaenda kuumiza mama zetu hapa nyumbani na ndugu zetu hapa nyumbani, lazima niambie baraza hiyo upuzi awachane nayo. Yeah? Kwa sababu sisi katika serikali yetu tulikuwa tunatembea hapa ndani tukiwaambia bottom up. Baraza huyu mimi sijui wakati anakaa na rais anaambianga nini rais. Sasa ameenda amebadilisha. Badala ya kusema bottom up, sasa anasema bottom down. I want to tell my brother Baraza, with due respect, I gave you time ufanyie watu wetu kazi. Lakini ukishindwa kufanya kazi, sasa unataka kuja kuumiza mwananchi wa kawaida. Hii kazi nilipewa na rais, nataka nichukue off ya 1 month. Hiyo kazi ya rais ikae kando kidogo, nikuje hapa nyumbani, tukutane na huyo Baraza ana kwa ana, atuambie aliketi na nani wakakubaliana ya kwamba ati mtu wa njugu, mtu wa sambusa, ati mama sukuma hata hawezi tembea kwa tauni hii ya Mumias. Kweli? Hiyo ni hai kweli mama zangu? Hiyo haiwezekani.
Sisi kama Kakamega tunajali sana maslahi ya wanabiashara wetu. Na mimi nataka kuambia wanabiashara wetu ya kwamba nyinyi muko free kufanya biashara. Hiyo mambo ambayo mliona jana ile circular as your governor nimetupilia mbali. Jambo ambalo tunataka ni wanabiashara mkipata leseni ya kufanya biashara, kuchoma nyama pale, kufanya biashara ya kuuza chips, mkwe mnazingatia hali nzuri ya afya. Sawa sawa. Tukiwa na usafi bora na afya bora, I don't have a problem with our traders doing open air selling of their stuff.
All right, moving on to matters healthcare. David Alila, the health service chief in Kakamega County, has issued a stern warning to nurses and hospital staff against involvement in the theft of medication in health facilities. This follows numerous complaints from public regarding the disappearances of drug in hospitals. Alila confirmed that the county government is in the final stages of implementing an advanced monitoring system to curb drug theft and ensure accountability in health care facilities. This move comes after persistent concerns from the community about the shortage of medications in local health centers. While acknowledging that drug theft remains an issue, Alila emphasized that disciplinary action has already been taken against those caught stealing. He denied claims made by some politicians that public hospitals are lacking essential medicines, urging citizens to continue seeking treatment at health centers. He reassured that them that the medication and services are free to those registered under the strategic SHA program.
This information we got from the public that drugs are getting lost. And that's why we're saying that we are at a very advanced stage of having a system in place so that we can be able to monitor the allegation that drugs are getting lost, isn't it? We also believe the allegation because the public that say that the drugs are getting lost. And therefore we have to do a follow-up so that we get the people who are taking drugs out of the facility. And we cannot rule out. These are human beings. Yeah, they are human beings. Actually, it is there. We can confirm sometimes it is there. Because at times we nab them. The medsup nabs them and then we get involved so that a disciplinary process can take place. So we want to reduce that one to 0 if possible. For hospitals, they are receiving drugs monthly. So there are drugs in facilities. I'll urge the public that they come get treatment. This narrative going around that there are no drugs in the facility from politicians, that's just politicking. So the public should come to facility, and all level 4 facility, before you are given drugs you have to pay. There are no free services. Now that SHA is there, they can get free services. But even with SHA, we use that SHA to get revenue for the facility. So most of the people who don't have SHA, they come to facility, then before registration, they want free services. Without free services, they say there are no drugs in the facilities.
We are happy to support the counties, more so Kakamega County, in achieving and in realizing its health agenda. So as you can see today, we've been able to supply pharmaceuticals worth 13 million. And not only just supplies of pharmaceuticals and non-pharmaceuticals, but we ensure that all our commodities are of good quality. And whenever we have patients coming to such facilities, they're able to get now the full cycle of the healthcare system. That is, they are able to get medications and they're able to get quality medications.
Right, moving on, students in Uriri constituency can now apply for bursaries from their comfort of their homes thanks to the new online bursary application system launched by Area Member of Parliament Macharia. The initiative aims to eliminate the need for students to physically visit constituency offices, making the application process more accessible and convenient. The online bursary program, which has been in development for the past two years, is now fully operational after addressing several minor challenges. During the launch event, key education stakeholders, including heads of secondary and comprehensive schools, were introduced to the system and guided through the application process. Training sessions will also be organized for CDF staff and members of the bursary committee to ensure a smooth and efficient process for evaluating applications. The online portal opened this past weekend and will remain available for 2 weeks, after which the disbursement of funds will soon commence. Honorable Nyamita, however, commended local schools for their strong performance in their previous years' KCSE exams and encouraged them to continue striving for excellence.
Today we were launching a second version of our digital bursary system. We have been having an online application for our bursary for the last 2 years. We had a few challenges, or rather feedback, that we got from the users. So we modified the system to include a few issues that they wanted us to do. And today we called all the stakeholders, all our heads of institutions, both secondary and the comprehensive schools, to take them through this process. Tomorrow we are having a training for our staff, and then maybe in the other week we will also have for all our bursary committee members across the constituency. The portal is going to be open this weekend. It will be going on for about 2 weeks, and at the finish of 2 weeks, because of how it has been structured, we begin a vetting process which we'll do around the whole constituency. That should also take us maybe another 1 week, or let me say another 10 days. And thereafter it's just about beginning to do disbursements. So we are very excited. Number two, today we are also here to have our preliminary celebrations for our schools. We have about 41 schools, secondary schools in Uriri. Out of the 41, 33 of them registered a positive deviation, meaning they improved from the previous year to date.
We wrap up our bulletin here to weekend, EBN Weekend Edition. But before we exit, I want to just shout out some few viewers who are watching. That is Kennedy Jumba Asirigwa, Lauren Kelly, of course, Moses Cairo, Mika, just but to name a few. Tunasema asante sana for watching EBN Weekend Edition. My name is Martin Macharia, signing off. Do have yourself a lovely Sunday ahead. And as always, let's meet again when God says we do.